All right, we may as well get started then, everyone. So yeah, thanks for coming and joining us. It's very exciting to be a part of DHedge and all the integrations and new features that are happening all the time. And as sort of people have alluded to, there's just so much happening in the crypto and DeFi space. It can be very hard to keep up with it, but that's where DHedge is trying to be on top of everything and provide those solutions for everyone. Let me just maximize that for a second.
Matt, you started recording, just a reminder.
Yeah, it's recording, yeah. You see my screen, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So a bit of the, oops, just went too far. The agenda for today. Yeah, so we're just going to go over a few different things. One of them is the recent DAO Treasury Diversification, some of the new integrations and assets we've just released, and some of the ones upcoming very shortly. Just a few of the governance proposals and votes that are just underway at the moment. A few user interface and experience upgrades, and then just an update on the protocol treasury distributions, and then we'll have some questions at the end if anyone has them. All right, so we're just going to the DAO Treasury diversification. Henrik, do you want to briefly discuss this?
Yeah, so sure. So we had Synthetics DAO contact us to contribute to the DHedge DAO, which was really great. And what happened was that we put up a capital proposal on our forum. We had a snapshot vote, and it meant that Synthetics were basically leading a DAO diversification round. Ended up meaning that the DAO raised around $2 million from not just Synthetics, but we had a few other great investors that joined Synthetics as well. So we had OX Ventures, which is another DAO. We had Mask Network, which we've been working with in the past. They're the leader when it comes to social interactions with DeFi through social media like Twitter. We had Ellipti, which has been a strong partner with DHedge in the past as well. We had Mel Ventures, and we had one of the founders of Rob Sala that is one of the founders of Zed that contributed to the round. So it was really great to see, and I think it was pretty successful. And it would basically mean that we can be a bit more aggressive, I think, in accelerating our growth. As an example, we just hired Jake, who's on this call, as our new head of growth. So that's really great, and also means that we will be able to, I think, move faster in terms of going to Arbitrum and Optimism, which I think we will talk about more on this call as well. So good to have a really solid DAO treasury going forward, and we completed this during the last month or so.
Yeah, thanks, Henrik. Yes, I think it's exciting the more and more DAOs that start to form these partnerships and diversifications. So yeah, look, we've had a lot of new integrations and assets over the past couple of months, and a couple more coming up as well. So just earlier last week, we released QuickSwap. So QuickSwap is another decentralized. Is there feedback for anyone else? Oh, okay, must be just mine. Sorry about that. Yeah, so that's another area, a place where we could do trading. So now there's the SushiSwap or the QuickSwap or the 1inch, which is also an aggregator, and then Balancer is the next protocol that will be integrated this week. So that's just undergoing a proposal on our forum, and then that'll be put up for a vote probably actually just after this call. So once that's past governance, then we can go live with that integration. And then just yesterday we released these new assets for trading as well. So it was Bell, Comp, Mana, YFI, Cell, UNI, and Quick. And then obviously plan to add more assets going forward as well, just to give more of those flexibilities to the managers. And then as we've sort of discussed a little bit before, we had a vote just around what chain the community would like for deployment next. And so both Optimism and Arbitrum had obviously the most sort of support. Jake, do you want to just go over a bit of where we are with both of the L2 chains?
Yeah, sure, Matt. Thanks for that. So as everybody here knows, we were mainly focusing on Optimism in the early days as our first L2, but they weren't quite there yet with their complete product offering. So we kind of forked away from it, and of course we landed on Polygon first. And we've built some really good partnerships on Polygon, especially with Frax, Sushi. We've had our trading competition. And so until recently, our main focus has been on our next deployment, which was going to be Arbitrum. Arbitrum have a lot of TVL. We have some partnerships with PERT Protocol, who are deployed on Arbitrum. And then a bunch of the protocols that we are partnered with on Polygon also exist on Arbitrum. So we're at the moment we're definitely looking to deploy on both Optimism and Arbitrum, but we've probably prioritized Arbitrum just because we know that our protocol works on that platform. We know that we have these partnerships, and so it's likely going to be Arbitrum and then Optimism, but things definitely can change. So yeah, we're happy to hear from the community, and we'll proceed from there.
Yeah, thanks, Jake. We might go to questions at the end of this as well if we want more clarification on that as well. So actually, that's another good point. So once Balancer is integrated, that'll be five dApps that are available for DHedge on Polygon. So from Sushi Swap, 1inch, Aave, Quick Swap, and Balancer. And we've got some exciting things coming up with the Balancer integration as well around DUSD, which we'll get to in a minute as well.
Yeah, we're definitely excited to get on Optimism, where at this stage we've kind of got to wait until the regenesis is finished and then make sure that our protocol is compatible with that chain, see what changes need to be made, if any, and progress from there.
Yeah, thanks, Jake. So a couple of governance votes that are up for discussion at the moment. As I discussed earlier, so DFP7 is about adding Balancer. So that's just been had the 1 week discussion time, so that'll go up for vote after this call, and then that should hopefully be finished by Friday, so we can go live with that integration. And then there's another 2 votes that are just up for discussion on our forum. So DFP8, so it's add a streaming fee option for pools. So this is sort of important because it allows managers just to charge a fee regardless of performance. So at the moment, the only fee a manager can get is via a performance fee. So it means that only when they continue to beat their previous high watermark will they get a fee. Whereas this way they can charge a streaming fee just for the management of their pool, so that regardless of their performance, they will still be able to recuperate some costs in terms of the like to reimburse themselves for like gas fees and things like that, etc. Another one is, as I've sort of mentioned earlier, is add DUSD support. So at the moment, so DUSD is a like DHedge stablecoin yield. So it's a DHedge pool where you can put stable coins in, and then they will automatically farm and harvest the best farm that's available on the time. So currently that's the Frax and USDC on Sushi Polygon. So this add support will allow managers to trade into DUSD, so they can hold that in their pools. So this will be done via a balancer pool. So there'll be a balancer pool that will have the DUSD as an asset with other stable coins. So at the moment, if a manager wanted to hedge against sort of like downside risk, they would just go into a stable coin, but obviously then they're not earning any yield. So once this is implemented, that means they can, while still hedging and holding that like stable asset, but they're going to earn that yield on top of it. So at the moment, it's, as I said, that it's earning about 21% APY, earning the Sushi and Matic fees, and then on top of that, it's earning the DHT for performance mining, and then we've also got a few other sort of exciting upgrades and other possibilities for DUSD sort of coming in the next sort of couple of weeks as well, so we can earn more rewards and other tokens as well. But yeah, stay tuned, and that'll be coming soon. Also, there's been, you probably noticed a few UI UX upgrades over the past couple of months. So yeah, there's a lot of new different sort of colors and sort of gradients. So it just makes the DApp much more sort of fresh and kind of pops, and the buttons and outlines and everything much more sort of defined. So that's really sort of exciting to see, and got a lot of good feedback so far from that. You've also probably seen, if anyone's a manager, there's a tutorial now. So once the manager connects their wallet, a tutorial will pop up explaining how to integrate with the various dApps, so then they can follow how to connect and do trades and provide liquidity, etc. Also on the pool page, if you click on any manager's pool, you can see what their borrowed funds are and health factor. So just basically giving like investors / users more information on that particular manager and how they're sort of looking to deploy their funds. We've also just recently done an in-app notification system. So when you connect your wallet now, just next to the wallet there's a little bell icon, and then that will tell you anything that's sort of happened with any of the pools you're in at the moment. So if there's any deposits or withdrawals, or if any of the managers have made any trades, if the manager has put any posts or anyone has done any replies. So it's just really increasing that, what do you call it, like sort of the social aspect. So it's really much more obvious what any manager has sort of done within any pool you're connected with. So you recently just finished Q3. So as per what used to be called the Uber pool, but is now called the Protocol Treasury, which is the pool of pools. So part of the way the protocol earns revenue is via an admin fee. So that is 10% of the performance fee that managers charge goes to the protocol treasury, and that's in the form of the DHEDGE pool tokens. So this treasury is just growing in owning the best performing pools on the DHEDGE protocol, and as part of that, a portion of that is liquidated each quarter to be distributed to DHT stakers. So yeah, for this recent quarter, it was 142,000 was liquidated, and that was used to buy back DHT, which was around about 131,000 tokens, which is available now if you haven't claimed that as well. Questions? Actually, one other thing we should mention, we've just recently gone through the bug bounty program with Immunify, so we're just finalising that now. So then that should be live within the next week. So any developers out there are interested in having a look at the different bounties available, it's much appreciated if you look and find anything, and we'll be rewarded appropriately for that. So do we have any questions from the community? Matt, did you have any questions?
Yeah, I mean, I know we can't ask for any timelines because, you know, in this space it's crazy. But when it comes to optimism, you guys are waiting for regenesis, obviously, just like the guys at Synthetics are. But from there, just compatibility and then see what happens. Like, is that kind of what the timeline looks like, or what the next steps are?
Yeah, pretty much. It's really seeing like, I don't know if Jake, if you want to jump in to clarify.
Yeah, sure. Yep. So after we cover compatibility, I guess we then have to look at the protocols that we're going to integrate with. Like, of course, synthetics will be one of them, and any other kind of protocols we want to support on Optimism at launch. So clearly, writing integration tests, making sure those protocols are compatible, probably an audit for those protocol integrations, and then we would be ready for a deployment. I can't be too much more specific than that at this stage, Matt. I think probably by next community call we'll be ready to put a date on it.
Yeah, I think
Anybody else want to jump in?
I think as been discussed, it's sort of hard without knowing, like with some of the issues that Optimism's had. It's had to sort of take a little bit of a backseat and take a different direction.
It's definitely one of our highest priorities, though, and of course the community's highest priority, so our highest priority. So it's just I think a matter of we're actually quite a small team. There's only so many hours in the day, and like our top priority is the security of the protocol, and our current, like our investors, our managers, and then our stakeholders. So it's a bit of a balance there, getting that right.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, totally makes a lot of sense. That wasn't me saying like, hey guys, I would love a date, and that's that. I mean, we on the synthetic side have the same thing, you know, pretty much just waiting on Optimism and seeing how it goes from there. So yeah, no, I appreciate it, and you know, the people at Synthetics can't wait to have you folks on Optimism, and then have our little D-Hedge brother back. So, thanks, folks.
Yeah, and we're
Sounds good.
definitely pumped
And kudos for
internally.
being whipping it and making it happen. It's awesome that you managed to get everyone to vote and stuff.
Yeah, it's good to see the support from the synthetics community.
Yeah, definitely keen to have more of that community support and engagement. It's great.
Is that Pumper Mental? Did you want to? Yep, go for
it. Jake, I think you might have him muted.
What about Danny Dorito? Do you have any questions at all?
We'll come back to you, Pumpermental.
No, not for me. I guess I'm really just trying to learn about the protocols. So when it popped up, there was a live chat. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds good.
No, that's great. Yeah, thanks for joining. Do you have any like questions? Anything you don't sort of fully understand? Like, it's a perfect opportunity.
Yeah, look, like I say, I was really, I guess, from my side, the protocol that we have it's like an option platform and has an element of, I guess, like a market making and then also administration or management side. So I was just trying to see whether there's potential, you know, where something like that we would build in our ecosystem might fit into yours. So yeah, at this stage, still trying to work out, you know, what that might look like. But yeah, no, it's interesting. It's good.
Yeah, definitely. Like, having options is sort of on the DHED roadmap, so that's something we're, you know, definitely looking into.
Cool.
Just on the synthetic side of things, there are definitely things that we can do that will sort of help both protocols. So one of them is Synthetics debt pool hedging. So there's an opportunity there to do another debt pool mirror that will sort of mirror L1 debt pool and then L2 optimism debt pool as well after that, in a way that's better than the way we've sort of done it before. And also, the ability to go short opens up opportunities to go leverage long and leverage short as well, and tokenize those positions as well through synthetics. So we feel these are really big opportunities on optimism.
Cool. So, hey guys, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we've got you.
Cool. So I just had a question about if you guys are rolling out any other wallet connections, like with the Polygon network. It's only with MetaMask. Like, do you guys have any plans to like roll out more integrations?
Yeah, absolutely. So the front end guys are currently working on a big refactor that will provide Wallet Connect compatibility, pretty much like a redo of the way our front end application connects to these providers. So that's definitely on the roadmap and should be hitting the scene soon.
Cool, because as a manager, I found it not too difficult, but tricky to explain to investors, hey, go to the Polygon bridge, download MetaMask, get your ETH there, get it in the pool. It can kind of be like a lot of steps.
Yeah, it's definitely a major focus for us to make things easier. I think like initially it was kind of just get these protocols in and compatible, but now a huge focus is on usability from the manager standpoint, because we know it kind of starts with you guys.
Yeah, thanks. I think
Any other?
I was just going to say, I think it's a bit of a, I think usability from kind of like brand new people to sort of Web3 and DeFi, it still is a long way to go to make it more streamlined and sort of straightforward. At the moment, like I think a lot of us sort of forget, if we've been in it for a while, of you just do things instinctively. And then when you start to introduce these bridges and all these different things you have to do, it sort of becomes a bit of a too big of an ask. So I think that's definitely sort of an undertapped sort of resource in the whole like crypto space to sort of make that onboarding for new users much more streamlined.
Got a question here, Matt, from Helios Prime. I think his mic's not working. How long is the refresh delay on the leaderboard for Polygon? Refresh delay? What do you mean by that? Oh yeah. So the leaderboard updates are daily. That's if you're referring to the score and the Sortino ratio, it's a daily refresh.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for that. Are there any other questions in the chat that I can't see? What about, who else have we got there? Kyle, do you have any questions at all, Kyle?
I just wanted to drop by to learn a little bit. I'm newer on the D-Hedge environment. Keith is in here with us as well, LTH. He's been kind of showing me the ropes, teaching me about this, so I'm trying to stop in as many community chats moving forward as possible, so that, like, the onboarding process, we were chatting about it earlier, how are we going to get people like my little brother, for instance, that is completely unfamiliar with crypto. We were thinking of, okay, we'll have to have a hold on the layer 2 side and then just have the money swapped between us. So I kind of pay him in and he just sends me money right now. We're just trying to find better ways, like Pumpamental was saying, to onboard these new people. So I was hoping to hear more about that, really. It's a tough environment for someone that is just trying to get someone that has no idea what crypto is like to get into. So I'm just hoping to join more chats so I can start to streamline my process a little bit better as I understand more.
Yeah, thanks. I think it is.
Yeah.
Probably one thing we can look at doing more is, really do some more breaking it down, like step by step in terms of, like a video tutorial and also like a written tutorial. So there's those different sort of, mediums for going from like exactly what you're saying, from having that fiat and getting fiat onto the blockchain first before then, connecting your wallet, etc.
And a lot of the people that I talk to, you say blockchain to them, and they'll be like, "Oh, I saw that word on Twitter before," and that's kind of what I'll be working with. I'm trying to introduce my family more into the crypto and environment, and so it scares them right now. So I'm trying to find ways where I'm like, "Oh no, it's my money, but you have to pay me back." You know what I mean?
没打算去哪，没一点劲。今天我昨天出差了一下，坐的尾啊。对呀、然后搞这个，就是晕车晕的我，到今天都还。
I had a question. So something that I think a cool feature would be to have is to be able to manage investors' fees individually on a basis. So like have them all laid out in columns and say, okay, I have a side letter over here. Go ahead and adjust the fee for that contract. I think that might be an interesting feature. And another is like, finder's fees. Say, we're building a sales team and, we really want to go full throttle on capital accumulation. We want to be able to say, hey, so-and-so brought in this person, have them, their wallet, 1% of the performance fee over there. And just so that, this can really build an ecosystem around sales and, the manager side of things.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good point. We've sort of we have started looking into like a referral program, so just something like that, so that people that bring on new managers would be like rewarded for that. But I think it's like, as sort of Jake was saying, it's sort of what to prioritize with the limited sort of developers and engineers that we have at the moment. But yeah, it's definitely on there, like to-do list. Is there any other questions? I see there's a few more new people on. Anyone else want to ask any questions? Even in the chat if you want, if you don't feel comfortable talking. What about Stephen? Do you want to have anything you want to add? Ah, okay.
If you don't mind me asking, what's the? Could I hear individually what the thing you're most excited about for the future of the platform is? I'm sorry if you went over this. I got here a little bit late. I just want to hear like the most exciting point personally to you for the future of the platform.
Oh, it's a hard question. I think it's just the.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think there's so many like sort of exciting things. I think probably one of the more exciting things is like other protocols building on top of DHedge, which is sort of yet to be fully developed, which probably there'll be something fairly soon about that. And I think it's just more integrations and more of those money Legos, but just really more managers sort of showcasing all the different sort of strategies that can be utilized to sort of streamline a lot of these like yield plays that a lot of us would do in our personal sort of wallet, but then being able to do that through a pool. So like what we're saying, these people that are completely new to crypto can just put their money in someone that they feel has the same alignment with their sort of risk strategy, and then they don't have to then sort of worry about it. That's probably what I think. Anyone else want to throw in this? So many exciting things, really.
So to just build off what Matt was talking about, I guess the way that DHV2 has been kind of architected, we are able to pretty nimbly add support for other protocols. So as you've seen, and as Matt mentioned earlier in the call, over the last few weeks, we've brought on a bunch more assets and then a bunch more support for other protocols. And so that's probably going to be never ending, as new protocols come on DeFi and the L2s that we support. And as there's demand for those protocols, we will be able to support them pretty easily and rapidly, which I think is one of the huge advantages, I guess, we have here at DHedge. Anybody else?
Yeah, I think with V2, we have shown that we can integrate the things that are available in DeFi very, very rapidly, which is super exciting. So right now you can go long, obviously, but you can also go short. You can go leverage long, you can go leverage short. So you can pretty much do what's available in DeFi right now on V2. But the asset management industry is huge. It's a $100 trillion industry. But that's mostly in traditional instruments like stocks and bonds and real estate and those kind of things. So once those things are started trading on blockchains, then obviously that opens up a huge market for DH outside kind of crypto native primitives.
I appreciate y'all letting me know. So I know it's a vague question. Thank you.
Oh no, it's a good one.
I think it's a great question, though. It kind of it inspires, what's the a DHedge's raison d'être, and what's the motivation. And I think following on what Henrik said, that it feels like even though DHedge already has a lot already to offer as it is, it feels like we're at the very early stages of what really the asset management kind of space is, where the asset management space is at with crypto. I think that asset management in the traditional world is so sophisticated. There's so many complexities to it. And I think that the fact that over time, DHedge would be able to offer more and more things, and as more assets are being tokenized, then imagine what kind of funds are going to be able to launch on DHedge. Imagine all kind of stuff that we can't currently even imagine are going to be possible. So that's really exciting to me.
Herman, did you want to jump in here, or do you have any extra sort of thoughts?
I think that's all really good. Yeah, obviously, very agile, lots of protocols. The Lego blocks all come together and they're wrapped in a single ERC20, so you can create your own index. You can create your own leverage tokens. You can create your own, synthetics mirror debt, and anyone can actually do that. And then it comes to a point, well, can you create a new protocol out of this, creating new derivatives on top of DHedge? And the answer is yes, you can. So yeah, we'll see more in the future.
I think one of the things that's massively overlooked with DHedge as well is we have quite an advanced SDK. So not only can managers, have a hands-on management style, but they can also employ automated strategies through that SDK. So as we deploy to other L2s where fees are cheaper and the blockchain's more responsive, the complexity of these automated strategies can increase, so they can be more quantitative strategies, more kind of higher, more rapidly executing strategies can be employed. So yeah, that's another thing that I guess, because we've been kind of limited by the slow block times on the chains that we're on, as we get to faster chains, we'll be able to have better strategies, or managers will be able to have better strategies.
Yeah, thanks, Jake. I think that's definitely the SDK is very underutilized at the moment, and that's probably another side that I'm excited to see. You know, some more technical people, you know, get their hands on and see what they can create with that. Do we have any other questions? LTH? No? Patrick, I can see you joined us as well. Do you have any questions? No? Okay, well, yeah, thanks everyone for joining. It was great to see everyone, and it's great just to get the support from Synthetics and just to get more interaction with people. And yeah, happy to answer any questions on Discord or Twitter or on the forum. Yeah, please reach out to any of us. We're all very happy to answer questions on what's upcoming or any issues or problems you have. But yeah, thanks for that, and we'll see you next month.